All right, so we are live and we are talking about inconsistency being the recipe for failure. So if this is you, let me pull up this slide where you start something, start something, start something, stop. If that is your life, where you start a goal and then for whatever reason you stop with the goal, you start with the goal, you stop. If that is you, I call that the stuck, unstuck cycle. And I am so familiar with it because that used to be my life, but then I learned how to get over it. So if that's you, then let's jump into this because I am speaking directly to you. I'm Coach Natalie, and I help men and women get unstuck in their fifth decade so that they can achieve their goals, their dreams, and their aspirations and become unstoppable. And so this start stop cycle is about starting going out for your goals, doing the steps to achieve your goals. And then for whatever reason, you give up. For whatever reason, you stop. Maybe it didn't happen when you wanted it to happen. Maybe things didn't fall into place like you wanted it to, or somebody who you trusted was supposed to come and help you and they didn't. So what did you do? You got disappointed. You start doubting and second guessing yourself, and then you stop pursuing your goal. But then something else happened. It stirred back up and you started again, and then rinse and repeat the cycle and you stopped. This start stop cycle is a recipe for failure, and it's the reason why we're inconsistent. We're inconsistent because maybe things didn't happen the way we wanted it to, and so then we give up. And when we give up, that is failure. You see, you got to understand, failure is not about messing up. Failure is not about something not working out. Failure is about when we stop trying and we give up and our dream goes bye-bye. We kill a dream and we think that we are never going to achieve it. So we just stop thinking about it, stop dreaming it, stop pursuing it. And long before we know, 5 years has passed, 10 years has passed, and what? We're in the same place. It's a vicious cycle. But today we're going to learn how to overcome that because I'm speaking from experience, not just from what I've learned from my clients, but what I've learned from my own life, right? Had a dream, had a goal, started it, pursued it, got stuck, gave up, and stopped. That was a cycle. But here's what I want you to know about inconsistency, because inconsistency will kill a dream. And I love this quote by Horace Smith. I don't know who Horace Smith is, but I like the quote. He says, inconsistency is the only thing which men are consistent. So here we are consistent being inconsistent, right? And it just doesn't make sense. But what we're inconsistent with is doing the things that move us forward. But we're consistent with doing the things that keep us stuck. Let me just share with you a list of some things that I was doing that was keeping me stuck. I was consistently procrastinating. I had that habit, had to rebuild it. I was consistently doubting myself and my abilities. I was consistently not believing in the dream. I was consistently second guessing. And I was consistently worrying about the future. So, what is all of that? That's all fear, but I was consistently falling into that trap. And that's why I kept going into this cycle. Stop, start, stop, start. If that is you, put it in the chat and say that is me. Now, here's the thing about inconsistency, which we don't always think about it because it's costing us something. It's costing us time, what it really is. But here are 6 things that it is costing us. 1, lack of progress. So you are not making progress on your goals. Loss of momentum, not gaining that traction so that you become unstoppable. Missed opportunities because you weren't prepared. Increased stress. When you are inconsistent, your life is not stable. Your mind is not stable. The stop start cycle is really causing you to have increased stress and anxiety. And here's the thing about inconsistency, who's going to trust you? So there's a lack of trust. And then, of course, which I think is the biggest issue, is the self doubt. Because if we don't believe in ourselves and in abilities to pull things off, then guess what? We're not going to continue pursuing our dreams. And the more inconsistent we are, the more self doubt we'll have. So these 6 things are costing you time in achieving your goals, time in living that life that you want to live and creating that life that you want, I should say. So if you're struggling with this, These are the pitfalls. Don't fall into them. So, how do you not fall into them? That is what I want to share. And this is what I learned. I call it the 7 1 words for consistency. It's the consistency success blueprint. And it's just 7 words that you have to remember. And if you remember these 7 words, day after day after day, you will become consistent. Number one is getting clarity. Clarity in your goal, because when you're clear on where you want to go, you will take the action to get there. Number two is discipline. You've got to be able to have the discipline and the structure to be able to follow through and take one step at a time. The third is accountability. Here's the thing about accountability. You have to trust your accountability partner, and it is so important. That's why you have a coach, a mentor, or even a friend. And for me, it's my spouse, it's my husband. He is my business partner and my husband, and he is my accountability partner. And he has his business, I have my business, and then we have one together. And we are holding each other accountable. We even do huddles every day, Monday through Friday, a 5-minute huddle. What are you doing? Did you achieve it? What's the issue? What do you need help with? And are you achieving your goals by the end of the week? We do that every single week. And this is important because accountability will help you get that structure to build that discipline and stay clear on what you're working towards. Number 4 is action. And I call this uncomfortable action because you have to be willing to do the things that you don't know how to do. And you have to be willing to do what? Show up and mess up, right? You don't have to do it perfectly. Look at my YouTube videos or my Instagram videos. I am not doing it perfectly, but I'm still showing up. And I'm still willing to learn how to do it. That's You're supposed to do it messed up. If it's worth doing it, do it messy and then learn how to get better. And that's from that habit, that book, Atomic Habit by James Clear. I always reference this book because I love how he says 1% better, 1% better. So take that 1% action to get that 1% better. And then that goes into number 5 to course correct. Course correct means that if you're going down a path and it's not working, stop and then course correct and go a different way because you don't want to keep doing the same thing, messing up. You want to get better and better and course correct. Don't be so stuck to how you do it, just to be stuck to what you're doing and why you're doing and be open to how you get there. And number 6 is to celebrate along the journey, every single milestone, everything you achieve, stop and celebrate. And I'll tell you a secret. I love the song by Kool and the Gang. Celebrate good times. Come on. And now I know you may not sound like that, but I play that song every time I do something that I thought was hard or I couldn't do or I didn't want to do because I was procrastinating, and I learned how to celebrate my success. And then here's the secret sauce to everything that you do well, everything that you want. If you want to build this habit, you have to rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat every single day. And the more you do it, the stronger you will become and resilient, and you will be building the habit to get to where you want to get to. That's how you build the habit of consistency. So I surely hope that this helped you. These are the things that I do, the 7 words, and it's the consistency blueprint. Watch the video again if you need to, but I am so grateful that you are here. And if you're watching the replay, put in the chat, what you are doing consistency, because inconsistency is our failure, is actually the recipe for failure, I should say. And we want to be consistent in doing the things that move our lives forward so that we can achieve our goals and become unstoppable. I'll see you in the next time. Be blessed.